Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to Dreamworks Switch to Life, and in today's video we're going to be discussing everything that we know Dreamworks is coming out with in the future, which unfortunately we don't really have anything important coming out in November, but I still feel like making this video. So without further ado, let's talk about it. The first movie that Dreamworks is going to come out with is Dog Man, which is going to hit theaters on January 31st, 2025. It's a spin-off to the Captain Underpants franchise, and it's more or less a movie that's telling a comic book that George and Harold are writing. So it's a story within a story. With that in mind, I'm actually pretty excited for this because it has some pretty good animation, especially considering that this wasn't even made by DreamWorks Animation. It's actually passed off to a completely different animation studio, Jellyfish Pictures. And even more important is that this movie actually looks like it's going to be a blast because it's so funny. So with that in mind, I'm really excited for it. Speaking of films that aren't being made by DreamWorks Animation, we have the live-action How to Train Your Dragon remake. DreamWorks has no involvement with this project whatsoever, aside from the fact that it's based on one of their properties. So with that in mind, I'm actually pretty excited for this. Not only does it look like they have a pretty good cast and crew, including writer and director Dean DeBlois returning to write this movie, as well as the composer John Powell returning, but at the same time, I'm a little bit worried about what it will look like because we still don't have a first look at what the dragons will look like. With that in mind, I feel like we could get it sometime within this next month, but I could be wrong. Anyway, the film will be released on June 13th, 2025. But with that in mind, it's time to talk about our next movie, The Bad Guys 2, which is going to be DreamWorks' first mainline movie. Mainline meaning that it's co-animated with DreamWorks Animation and Sony Pictures Imageworks. All of their other movies are going to be outsourced. Mainline movies will be made both in-house and with Sony in a collaboration. I am very excited for this movie, and to be honest, I actually made a prediction of what the plot could be about. Link it down below in the description. But along with this, we also have confirmation that DreamWorks is going to give us a brand new short film called The Bad Guys, Little Lies and Alibis, which I believe is going to be released theatrically either before Dogman or before the actual Bad Guys 2 movie. The Bad Guys 2 will be released on August 1st, 2025, and with that in mind, it's not actually my most anticipated DreamWorks movie because my most anticipated film is Shrek 5. We don't know the plot or anything about this movie aside from the fact that it will have Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, and Cameron Diaz reprising their roles. I also think it's a safe bet that Antonio Banderas will reprise his role as Puss in Boots, and we'll also see Kitty Softpaws and Perrito show up in the film as well. I also feel like that it's a safe bet to say that Shrek 5 is going to have the same animation style as Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. And if you want, you can check out the link down below in the description for a video where I discuss what I want to see in a Shrek 5. But I feel like we will learn more about this movie as the release date of July 1st, 2026 comes closer. But now it's time to talk about our final DreamWorks movie that we know is actually coming, Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie. We actually know the plot of this one. So Gabby is going to go on a big city adventure in Cat San Francisco with her grandma, and a cat lady named Vera is going to steal the dollhouse, and Gabby's going to go on an adventure to track down the missing Gabby cats. I'm not really too excited for this because it's a live-action animation hybrid, which means that it's going to be an outsourced movie, and it's also going to be centered for a preschool audience since, the original show is. The film is going to be released on September 26, 2025, and with that in mind, it's time to move to our TV show side of things. which actually includes even more seasons of Gabby's Dollhouse. We don't actually know how many seasons there are going to be, but we do know that Netflix ordered the series to get 100 episodes. As of right now, we're only on episode 70, so we still have at least 30 episodes left to go. Also, Gabby's Dollhouse seems to be becoming one of Dreamworks' most popular franchises because apparently Macy's just announced that their Thanksgiving Day parade in New York is going to have a balloon dedicated to Gabby's Dollhouse. Oh, and add that to the fact that there's a YouTube series of shorts called Gabby and Friends, where Gabby has a bunch of celebrity guest stars do arts and crafts with her for a few minutes. And the fact that it's getting a movie, yeah, pretty sure Gabby's Dollhouse is becoming a popular Dreamworks franchise. Thankfully, it is not the only TV show confirmed to get future seasons, as we also know that Jurassic World Chaos Theory is going to get a season 3. Mostly due to the fact that the second season left off on a cliffhanger, but honestly, how could they not make this show have a season 3? It's one of the most popular TV shows that's still going on Netflix. However, I do believe that season 3 will most likely be the final season, but I could be wrong. I also think that season 3 will release sometime in February or March 2025. There's also another show that I believe will get a future season, and that is Mighty Monster Wheelies. As of right now, the series has one season with 26 episodes. However, those episodes are only 11 minutes long, so it's more like a 13-episode season. And because of the way that Dreamworks works, they usually do 26, 22-minute episodes per production phase. So with that in mind, I feel like we're going to get another season of Mighty Monster Wheelies with at least 13 more episodes, or a runtime equivalent of it. I wish I could say that I had the same amount of faith for some of the other preschool shows on Netflix, including Go Dog Go. Unfortunately, Go Dog Go has 4 seasons with 40 episodes, and I kind of thought that they were going to make a season 5 with a runtime equivalent of 12 episodes, but it's been almost a year since season 4 was released, and we still have no confirmation of season 5. So with that in mind, I feel like this show could have quietly been canceled behind the scenes. Or who knows, maybe we'll get a Go Dog Go season 5 sometime in December. We also have Dewdrop Diaries, which at this point in time has a runtime equivalent of 26 episodes over the course of 2 seasons, which means that it's at the end of its production phase. Unfortunately, we still don't have confirmation for when season 3 is, and at this point, it's been almost a year since season 2 was released. So I feel like it's safe to say that this show just didn't get enough viewership on Netflix for Netflix to consider paying for more episodes. The same thing can be said about Not Quite Narwhal. While the second season was released back in January at the start of the year, so we have a little bit more time, I feel like at this point, if Netflix hasn't renewed the series, or at least announced that it's been renewed, then it's probably been canceled behind the scenes. Still, I'm going to keep talking about it until we get official word. We also have another TV show that I want to talk about, which may or may not actually exist. That being The Bad Guys. And I feel like The Bad Guys has the potential to get a TV show, and even the holiday specials of A Very Bad Holiday and Haunted Heist were marketed as part of a Netflix original series. There's not really any confirmation of an actual TV show. And to be honest, I feel like there is a TV show in development, but it's not going to be released before the second film hits theaters. So keep in mind that there might actually be a Bad Guys TV show in production, but it will most likely not be released until about a year from now. And now it's time for the bad news that a Dreamworks TV show called Voltron Legendary Defender is going to be leaving Netflix. I love this series, and I actually do plan to make a review of it. But with that in mind, the series is scheduled to leave Netflix on December 7th, 2024. And because of that, you need to go and watch it right now, and you will not regret it. This show is amazing. I will talk more about it in an upcoming review, but with that in mind, let's move to our next streaming service. Currently, the only TV show that is still going on Peacock is Fright Crew. We still don't know what the status of Season 3 is, whether the show got renewed or whether the show ended after its first production phase. So the show currently has 2 seasons with 20 episodes, and from the way that the second season ended, it's clear that the writers did intend for the show to get more than 2 seasons. However, it's up to viewership as to whether or not we're going to get a Season 3. The problem is that October, the perfect time to release a new season for a spooky TV show, has come and gone, and there's no Season 3. So maybe we will get a Season 3, maybe not. I guess we'll just have to wait a few months. Speaking of spooky TV shows, Dreamworks has confirmed that they're making a live-action Casper the Friendly Ghost series, which will be releasing at Peacock at some time in the future. I don't think that it's going to come out in 2024, but maybe 2025, who knows? All we know is that the series is going to focus more on a horror aspect than a friendly aspect. So with that in mind, I'm actually pretty excited for this. But now it's time to talk about one of, if not the single greatest DreamWorks movie ever, and definitely my personal pick for Film of the Year, The Wild Robot. The film is currently in theaters and available on digital right now, but we also know that it's going to be coming to Blu-ray and DVD on December 3rd, 2024. And about a month after that, sometime in January 2025, it's going to be appearing on Peacock. And 4 months after that, in May, it's going to be streaming on Netflix. So you can either wait to watch it or go support this movie. Either way, it's confirmed that DreamWorks has greenlit the sequel and it's already in development. It's probably going to be released sometime in 2028, but with that in mind, I am also doing a giveaway for the Blu-ray release of The Wild Robot. If you want, I left a video down in the description, which you can check out the rules for what you need to do to enter this giveaway. But the winner will be announced 1 week from the day that I'm posting this video. So with that in mind, please go check it out before you miss your chance to participate in the giveaway. And with that in mind, let's move to our final streaming service. The only TV show that Apple TV Plus still has ongoing is Curses. And luckily, Curses just released its second season less than a month ago. And luckily, they never specified that this would be the final season. So with that in mind, it's possible that we could get a season 3. As to when, I feel like it's probably gonna be about a year, because just like how the first season released in October, the second season released in October, and I feel like if they decided to give it enough time to make the season good, they would let the third season release in October next year. That is, if the show actually decides to go for a third season, or if it was just intended to get 2. Who knows? Luckily, that's not the only TV show that Apple TV Plus is working on, because DreamWorks is also giving us Berk. As of right now, the show is only confirmed to get 1 season with 13 episodes, though it will possibly get more seasons in the future. As to when it will release, we don't actually know. My guess is it will probably not be coming in 2024, maybe 2025. And that's it for our TV shows. But if you want a glimpse as to the inner workings of what DreamWorks does during the concept phase of their movies, you can check out some of their art books, including The Art of Dogman, which is going to be released on December 10th, 2024, over a month before the actual film releases, so be wary of spoilers there. DreamWorks is also working on a new Roblox game called Kung Fu Panda Hero Showdown, which will probably be similar to Shrek's Swamp Tycoon that was released earlier this year. Right now it's in beta testing, so you can actually pay real money to go and play this game, or you can wait for it to release to the general public for free. And our final announcement is Universal Epic Universe, which is a theme park made up of a bunch of lands, and one of those lands happens to be How to Train Your Dragon, the Isle of Berk, which is being advertised as an immersive experience where you can basically play the events of How to Train Your Dragon 2.5. Universal Epic Universe is going to open to the public on May 22nd, 2025. And that's it. That is every single DreamWorks project that we have coming out in the future. So to recap, on Thanksgiving Day, November 28th, we have the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade where there's going to be a Gabby's Dollhouse balloon. You can attend in person or stream it on NBC and Peacock. We also have the Blu-ray and DVD release of The Wild Robot on December 3rd, 2024. And if you want, you can go to the video down below in the description to enter a giveaway, and you can win your own copy of the Blu-ray version of The Wild Robot. We also have Voltron Legendary Defender, which is confirmed to be leaving Netflix on December 7th, 2024. 3 days after that, we have the release of The Art of Dogman, which includes a bunch of concept art that's used to make the Dogman movie, which will be released over a month later on January 31st, 2025. After that, we have Universal Epic Universe, which includes How to Train Your Dragon, the Isle of Berk, opening to the public on May 22nd, 2025. This will be followed by the live-action How to Train Your Dragon remake, which will be released on June 13th, 2025. This will then be followed by The Bad Guys 2, which is going to hit theaters on August 1st, 2025. And then we have Gabby's Dollhouse the movie, which will be released on September 26th, 2025. And our final project with the release date is Shrek 5, which is going to be released on July 1st, 2026. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to subscribe or even become a member of the channel by clicking the join button down below. Or, you can just do the free option. Also, make sure to comment down below what you're most excited about. But above all else, make sure that you're staying safe out there, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye.
What if we sew the dog's head onto the man's body?